So, we are less than a month away from Pokemon's 30th anniversary. Pokemon and Nintendo usually go all out for big anniversaries like 20, 25, and 30, so it's prediction time. I know of some leaks, mostly news around Gen 10, but I won't be talking about any of that. So if you're leak sensitive, don't worry. Instead, I'll be looking towards what we've seen in previous years and applying it towards what we may see this year. Tell me what you're excited to see in the comments down below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hype the video if you're excited for Pokemon's 30th anniversary. First, we are going to see the Pikachu 30th time-lapse video that they've already shown and teased on Twitter, followed by a montage of gameplay of all the generations of Pokemon. These are very common in the anniversary presentations, so this year probably won't be any different. We'll have someone from the Pokemon Company discuss how Pokemon has had an impact all across the world and how they hope to continue this impact and are excited to share experiences with players all across the world. This is usually where we see all the mobile games get plugged in and a regular Pokemon presents, but I think that will move back a little as they talk about collaborations with merch. Here they will talk about new lines from the Uniqlo clothing line that we've already seen them tease with the Sugimori art, the Gen 1 art of certain Pokemon, and they'll talk about the Legos that have already been up for pre-order and hopefully introduce some newer, cheaper, child-friendly sets, since the first wave were all advertised towards adults and adult sets. So hopefully we will see more Pokemon and Lego sets come out. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some more merch from big brands that will completely destroy your wallet and get scalped to high heavens. I would also expect to see lines of figures from Takarotami that have already been shown off and announced with the first partners and the Pikachu plush, and hopefully Jazzware shows up there as well. I do really like their Trainers series figures. I have all of them actually. Next, we'll see some TCG teased with new upcoming cards from Ascendant Heroes and probably Perfect Order, and some stamped cards for the 30th anniversary. Expect more cards and more scalped products. I think Ascendant Heroes will be the set, while any special cards will come from the first partner packs, which they've already announced and talked about. But I don't think we'll see a specialty set like Celebrations because they need to keep up with the cards they're getting out now. Recently, I had to sell a majority of my Pokemon card collection, so I'm not really looking into anything TCG right now, so this is really all I'm predicting and all I think we're going to see. Now, we will see the mobile games. Cafe Remix, Masters EX, Pokemon Go, all games I have completely checked out of. We'll see updates from these limited time events and news about any updates these games will be getting. We'll see a limited time shiny get boosted in Pokemon Go for the week, and maybe I'll open up the app again. But Pokemon TCG Pocket will probably be a lot of the focus when it comes from the mobile games. It's something I have been keeping up with by just opening packs, not really battling so much, but I think this is where we'll see the most news. Just like other games, it will get limited time events that will take advantage. But Fantastical Parade actually came out about an hour ago as of recording, so I expect the next set should be shown with card art coming over from the physical TCG to celebrate the 30th anniversary. But after the lameness of the Deluxe Pack EX set, I do worry that it will be a small set with low pull rates and inflated by reverse hollows of basic cards, which we don't need. Like, why is there a mobile game with reverse arts, like reverse hollows? I get it, it's in the TCG regular, but did we really need it for digital products? I don't think so. I wasn't a fan of it, but I don't know. Now, for the video games, and these are predictions I'm excited for. The first thing I want to say is that we won't see mainline games coming to Nintendo Switch Online Classic Collection. We won't. I've been saying it for years. I've been right so far. If we see red, blue, green, yellow, gold, silver, crystal, ruby, sapphire, emerald come to NSO, I'll eat a Pokemon card on camera. If they do drop these games for the Switch, they will come separately and you'll have to pay about $10 a piece for them. I would love for them to come to NSO. So if you have a subscription, you can play them. Or get bundled as some collection that would come out physically. Yeah, I would absolutely love that. But I think there'll be separate purchases on the eShop. Bundles, maybe physical collection, I don't think so. I don't think they'll come to NSO because of the hopeful integration with Pokemon Home. I think they have to be separate pieces of software for that to work properly. And why would they put it on NSO for $20 a year when they can get paid $10 a piece for them? Because most people will. I will be one of those people. What we will see on NSO though is Pokemon Colosseum shadow dropping on Pokemon Day. With XD coming later in the year, I would probably say around June. I don't think they'll drop on the same day because Nintendo wants to milk those subscriptions, and keeping those separate help that. I'll finally upgrade my NSO when these games come out, and I'm excited for it. This would be the first time that I've gotten to play these games as not owning a GameCube during that time period, or ever. I've never owned a GameCube. But when talking about NSO, I think we could see the Japanese exclusive Pokemon trading card game 2, the Invasion of Team GR, finally get translated version. We've seen this before where they've kind of translated some stuff, except Mother 3, obviously. But Star Fox 2 came out on the, what was it? The Super Nintendo Classic, and then they ended up dropping it on NSO, I think, as well. But I think this would be solid for those who don't have the expansion pack, and it would be cool to see this game finally come outside of the Japanese language. Next, I could see TCG Live coming for the Switch 2. With the Switch 2, you get mouse controls with the Joy-Cons and scanning QR codes from packs with the camera. And I think this would be a good time. Plus, I don't think the cameras have been doing so well for the Switch 2, and definitely this might be something that helps. I could definitely see some people with playing the TCG Live paying $30 for a camera just so they don't have to type in QR codes or type in the long-winded codes. Of course, somewhere in here, we'll see some more gameplay from Pokopia. I'm kind of excited from this. I do hope that it doesn't end up being a game key card edition. We've seen some news that Nintendo is working on different size cards for physical releases. But I do think they're just going to keep this as a game key card. And if that's the case, I'll probably just buy it digital because it'll be digital technically either way. But we'll see a little bit more about Pokopia. But I feel like they've said all that they've wanted. Maybe we might get one or two tidbits of new information, but that's about it. Next, we look at the current games. For Scarlet and Violet, we'll probably just see Mewtwo raids return. Coming back because this game is ending its cycle for VGC with Champions coming out, and for ZA being out for casual players, I don't really see them doing much for Scarlet and Violet. We might see the Mewtwo raids come back. They might just keep going with the starter raids. I don't know. For Legends ZA, I'm hoping we'll finally see a shiny Volcanion event. I hope that the reason why the Volcanion capture was so lame in the DLC is because they wanted to save it for the 30th anniversary, but I could also see Volcanion's shiny being released for completing the ZA decks in Pokemon Home. So I am hoping for an event for shiny Volcanion, but I could definitely see it just being the home reward for completing the ZA decks, which I have done. So either way, hopefully I get a shiny Volcanion out of this. Or it could just be for Mega Garchomp Z because that hasn't been released yet. Heck, maybe you can duel it out where you need Mega Garchomp Z to take down Shiny Volcanion. I don't know. Probably not going to be that. It'll probably just be Garchomp Z. Next in the games category, I think we'll see a spin-off return with a new entry. I think it would be a Pokemon Rangers game with the mouse controls for the Switch 2 being used, or it could be something like Pokemon Pinball. But I wouldn't mind seeing a new Pokken. My high hopes is that it's a new Rangers or Conquest or even a port of those because I've never really gotten to play them. But my expectations would be just a new Pokepark. That's probably what we'll end up getting, a new Pokepark or something like that. Next, I am begging for a Pokemon Champion Shadow Drop. I think at worst we'll see a release date for maybe a week or two later, but for VGC we need a release date ASAP. I think this will also be a good chunk showing off, explaining how to send Pokemon from Pokemon Home to Pokemon Champions, and hopefully please give us a release date. Shadow drop it, actually, just shadow drop it. Speaking of Pokemon Home, I think if they do actually give us returning classical games that you have to pay $10 a piece for, integration with ZA and Pokemon Champions, I do expect an update, maybe a UI, more boxes, hopefully, and a price increase. If they give us that, there's definitely going to be a price increase. I don't think paying the yearly subscription for Pokemon Home isn't too bad. I think it's worth it for someone like me that's been playing for quite a while, but I could see them kicking up the price soon. After talking about all these games, I can't help but think a special Switch 2 console for Pokemon's 30th wouldn't be out of the question. Hopefully this would be the first colored Joy-Cons for the Switch 2, but I also wouldn't be surprised if they just replaced the small parts of Neon Blue and Neon Red with just the classic red and blue from Pokemon, with some form of branding on the dock in the back of the Switch. And if they release the games on Switch, maybe a download code for red, blue, and yellow for $500, I could see them doing that. I could also see them just like dropping just the console and still charging $500 because people will pay for it. But either way, I wouldn't expect a limited edition console as nearly as good as the red and blue 3DS that we saw on the 20th anniversary. I would expect something a lot more tame. It seems like Nintendo's doing that with their consoles. When we saw the purple and green Joy-Cons come out, it was just the accents, and I don't know if they'll be doing a lot of special editions. They will eventually, but I don't know how personalized they're going to be. The last part of the Pokemon Presents will be a teaser for Gen 10. I think the live action teasers we've seen in the past will probably be very similar to this, followed by the names of the next games and a release date of second week in November. I think best case scenario we'll see the box legendaries, but we'll probably just see the titles of these games with a lot of very cryptic live action trailers that people will decode for hours on YouTube. But that's all I think we're gonna see out of Gen 10 for now. And I think that covers like most of like my big predictions. I wouldn't be surprised. I want to throw in my predictions as well, like maybe a movie aligning with the anime. It's been a while since we've gotten a movie. They don't use them to advertise mythical Pokemon anymore, but I think we could see a movie with the new anime characters. I feel like the anime has been doing pretty well. People have been taking the loss of Ash okay, and I feel like the show's doing well, really haven't kept up with it. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a web series come out. We've seen Pokemon do this over the years where they do little mini series. Hopefully, I would love to see some continuation of Pokemon Origins. I think that would be really dope. Maybe special Nintendo Switch icons for your little player icon, and maybe a new mobile game. I don't know. What do you think? Do I sound crazy? Let me know in the comments down below. What are your predictions? Tell me what you think. Do you think I'm crazy for saying that they will never put the mainline games on Nintendo Switch Online? Or do you disagree with me? Do you think this is going to be the year that we can just play all these Pokemon games for $20 a year? Well, $50 if you want to play the Game Boy Advance ones. Either way, let me know. Hopefully I'm right about some of these, not the Poke Park, but we'll see. We got a little bit left. We're going to start teasing. They're going to start teasing stuff heavy. We're going to see leaks a lot, but either way, I'm excited just to see what Gen 10 is going to be for Pokemon. Did I talk about Gen 10? Oh my goodness, I forgot to talk about Gen 10. I'm going to have to edit that in. But either way, I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time, I'm Zach, and we'll see everyone later.